Alright, so today I will be teaching you how to solve a right triangle. Solving a right triangle means trying to find all the missing sides and all the missing lengths and the angles. So you're going to be finding three things. First thing you need to know is the theorem. So first theorem you have to know is the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
A squared plus b squared equals c. This is
Yeah.
I'm for short.
Theorem.
Theory or theorem?
Theorem. So
Theorem.
Your trigonometric functions is really important to know, which is sine, cosine, and tangent.
So, sine, cosine, tangent.
And
What is it?
Yeah, so a way to remember is SOHCAHTOA. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. You know what that means? Okay, so you're gonna draw a right triangle. A right triangle is a triangle with 90 degrees.
Okay, right triangle. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a right triangle.
Okay.
Then this is 90 degrees.
90 degrees.
Because
The curve.
the curve. Anything, the opposite of 90 degrees is always your hypotenuse.
Whatever. Okay. So
That's
this,
that line is your hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse.
And then depending on what angle you're looking at, either this angle or this angle, one will either be your adjacent. So let's say this is angle theta. Theta is just, we're just calling it. So across from this angle is your opposite.
Okay. So opposite. Okay.
Opposite from the angle. So that's your opposite.
Opposite from angle.
And then the last angle is your adjacent. So that's your trigonometric function, SOHCAHTOA, sine, cosine, and tangent.
Okay.
So if you write SOHCAHTOA, it's
SOHCAHTOA. So sine, cosine, tangent.
Yeah, so is opposite over hypotenuse, which is sine.
So sine is
Opposite over hypotenuse.
Oh, hypotenuse.
Ca is cosine, which is
Cosine.
adjacent over hypotenuse.
Adjacent over hypotenuse.
And then your tangent is opposite over adjacent.
Opposite over adjacent. SOHCAHTOA. So opposite over adjacent.
SOHCAHTOA, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so your first example is going to be this. We're asked to solve a right triangle given B 40 degrees and C is 12 feet. So this, alright, so they said that B is 40 degrees, C is 12 feet, and they always let you know that your right angle, your 90 degrees, is capital C. C equals 90 degrees. Alright, so they're saying solve the right triangle. So this is an example. So in trigonometry, your uppercase letters are your angles. So it's A, B, C.
Okay.
That's your angles here, here, and here.
Okay.
So angle C, they told you
90 degrees.
90 degrees. So I label it.
Okay. So I'm good.
Yeah.
So a right triangle. This is angle C over 90 degrees.
Yeah, they gave me this. This is your first example of how to solve right triangles. So we're going to solve 6 different things.
So C 90 degrees.
A and B.
Does it matter where A and B goes? A, B.
Okay. They told you that your B is 40 degrees.
So 40 degrees.
So you're going to label it inside.
So 40 inside here?
Yeah, 40 degrees.
40 degrees.
And they told you that your little c is 12 feet. So C is opposite. So your capital C is your angle. Your little c is your side.
So this is 12 feet.
Yeah.
12 feet
Label it C equals C.
equals C.
Okay, you know that your capital A is your angle, so your lowercase a is going to be your side.
So lowercase a side.
So that's A. That's side A, and side B is the opposite of that.
It should be side B right here.
Side lowercase b, yeah.
Lowercase b right here. Consider it.
So they're asking us, and they told us that this is 12 feet.
12 feet.
So we have to find angle A.
Really fine. I'm gonna use this method nice.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta find. Hold on, I'm gonna label it.
Yeah.
Find A.
We have to find A. We have to find lowercase b,
Find lowercase b.
your side B, and we have to find angle lowercase a.
Lowercase. So we gotta find uppercase A,
Mm-hmm.
lowercase b, and lowercase a.
Yeah. Because they already gave you all of these three.
Okay.
All right. So your first step is use what's given to you. So you know that in a triangle, all angles will always add up to 180 degrees, 180 degrees.
Okay. So
All your angles will always add up to 180
this
degrees.
is 90,
Plus
40. This is 50.
90 plus 40, yeah,
Right,
that.
90. So this is 90.
So here's the calculator. So 90 plus 40 is 130 minus 180,
So 50.
50.
So
Angle A is 50.
Angle A is 50.
We found out the angle A is 50.
50 degrees, right?
Mm-hmm. 50 degrees. Now we have to find B and A. So
B,
what you can do now is this is where you have to use your SOHCAHTOA.
50.
So what do you want to find first? It doesn't matter, B or A.
A.
You want to find A first?
Yeah.
So looking across from angle A, that's what? Your opposite.
Right.
That's your opposite, right?
Right.
So we're gonna use an opposite. So look, our sine has an opposite and our tangent has an opposite.
Okay.
And then what is given to you? Like what side do you already have?
The 12 feet.
Which
C.
is what
The big C.
which is your
My hypotenuse.
so you want to find your opposite and your hypotenuse. So what are you gonna use?
Sine. Sine over hypotenuse.
Yeah, so sine is opposite over hypotenuse.
Sine.
You want to find your opposite over your hypotenuse. So you're gonna use sine 50. So this is how you do it. So sine of 50 degrees
Sine 50 degrees.
equals my opposite, which we don't know, which is A. We're just gonna label it A because we want to find A, over hypotenuse, which is 12 feet.
12.
So if you want A by itself, you're gonna multiply A by 12 on both sides, which cancels this out. So then you're gonna use so now you're gonna do 12.
Shit, you record? You record?
Yeah, it's recording. Okay. So now you're gonna use 12 sine 50 degrees equals A. You get that? You multiply 12 on both sides.
So it cancels out. So and then 50 and so 12, right? Times 12.
The whole thing. So 12 here, 12 here.
Oh yeah. So 12 and 50. 12 times 50.
Sine 50 degrees.
12 times
Sine
sine 50 degrees
equals A.
equals
So you just plug that in the calculator. You don't have to do that. So you're gonna do 12 sine 50 degrees. Close your parentheses. Enter. 9.19.
So my lowercase
So
a.
9.19 equals A.
Okay, easy enough. 9.19 equals a.
So 9.19 equals A. Perfect, right? So all we have left is B.
B.
Go back to what I told you about the Pythagorean theorem.
A squared plus
B squared equals C squared.
I got this. This is good.
So you have A.
A is 50, right?
A is 9.19
So 9.19 squared
plus
B
squared.
plus
We don't know B.
B squared
Equals C, which they gave you.
12, which is 12 squared, right?
Yeah.
12 squared. So
Here you can use the calculator.
Squared. So
9.19.
So 9 point.
No. Just
9.19 times 2.
Squared.
Oh, yeah. Times 2. Okay.
Yeah, squared is 84.45. So
84.
0.4.
4, 5, 6, 1, or 4, 5?
No, we can just use 2 decimal places.
4, 5
Plus b squared
plus b squared
equals 12.
so 12.
No, first you do the number
12
and then
times
click
12.
that. Click squared. You don't have to do that, just squared. Enter. 144.
140.
Then you want b by itself. So what are you going to do with the 84?
Divided by 2.
Subtract it
Subtracted by 84.
on both sides.
Oh, okay, you're going to, yeah, okay, you do it. Okay.
0.45.
4, 5, 9, 144.
You get that? All we did was replace the numbers, and if we want b by itself, we're going to subtract this number and subtract on both sides to get b by itself.
Okay, so 84. So 0 plus b squared equals
So 144.
144. Minus
84.
84.45 is 59.5. So 59.55.
59.55.
So
You're not done yet
so-
because this is b squared. They're not asking for b squared. They're asking for b.
So b squared 59.59 is b squared.
55.
5. B squared is 59.55.
So what you're gonna do now? Your next step is
Divide it.
you want b by itself, so you're gonna square root it, which cancels out that 2.
Okay.
So it's b equals the square root of 59.55.
B equals square root. So how do you do square? Oh, you do
So second square root 59.55
59.
close parentheses, enter.
Okay.
7.71.
So b equals 7. 7.71.
And that's how you solve for all the angles of the triangle.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Now we're gonna do a word problem. So the word problem is, and it helps if you draw it out. So at a point on the ground 65 feet from a tall flagpole. So that means that
At a point underground.
it's 65 feet.
From
So feet.
So
65 feet from a flagpole. The angle of elevation at the top of the flagpole is 52 degrees. What is the height of the flagpole?
So
So the flagpole is up here.
right here, and the angle is 52 degrees.
No, and then angle of elevation, we're going up. So angle of elevation is 52 degrees.
52 degrees.
And they ask,
This is
what's the
90
height?
degrees, right? 90.
Yeah, that's 90 degrees. And they ask, what's the height of that flagpole?
Okay.
So that's what we're looking at. So what are we looking for?
The hypotenuse.
No, the hypotenuse is the opposite of 90 degrees
So-
always. So we have our angle, and we're looking for the opposite of the angle,
Opposite of the angle.
which is what?
Adjacent.
No, opposite of the angle is opposite. So
Opposite.
we're looking for an opposite, and what did they give us?
65.
Feet, which is
Feet.
your adjacent.
Okay.
So we have opposite and adjacent. What trigonomic function will we be using? If we have opposite and adjacent,
Opposite and tangent.
tangent. So you're gonna write it out. So tangent of 52 degrees.
So tangent 52 degrees. Let me see. So tangent
So write tangent of 52 degrees
52 degrees
equals, we
equals,
want to find x, so it's your opposite.
equals
Opposite over adjacent.
opposite
Over
over
adjacent.
adjacent.
Yeah, but in mathematical way, how you're gonna write it out. So you're gonna do tangent of 52 degrees equals x use what they give you. X over 65.
Tangent. 52 degrees equals x over 65.
To take out the 65, you're going to multiply 65 on both sides.
65 times both sides.
And then if you plug this in your calculator, 65 times tangent.
65, okay, is that 65 times tangent?
You don't need to do times. So it's just 65 times tangent of 52 degrees. 2 degrees. Your x is 83.19.
83, which is the height of the flagpole.
Yeah, so the height of the flagpole is 83.19 feet. Alright. The next part of the lesson is a question for the student. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now a question for you. Now we're going to test you, see what you learn. So, next page. There's a question for the student. So, your capital B is 24 degrees.
B equals 24 degrees.
Lowercase c is 5.7 feet.
Lowercase is 5.7 feet.
And your capital C is 90 degrees.
90 degrees.
Alright, so try to find A, capital A, lowercase a, and
Capital A,
lowercase a, and B, lowercase b.
Lowercase b.
Try to find those angles.
So,
And you can go back to what your problem you want to use it.
so let me use it. So C, right?
Label, yeah, you want to start off by labeling.
So the C is 90 degrees, and lowercase c. Over the cross, right?
Yeah.
Over the lowercase c
Mm-hmm.
is 55.7, and then B, it could be anywhere, right? B could, and A could be anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
So B is 24 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
It's 9. And then this is lowercase a, right?
Yeah.
We gotta find, wait, big B, right? Big,
So big B.
oh, which,
So it would be little b, your line. This is your angle and your line.
oh, so this is big B, this is big B,
Mm-hmm. Which is your angle.
this is big A.
Yeah.
So then little b and
Little a.
little a, so we gotta find. So, okay, easy is A.
Yeah. So you
That's
want to
easy.
start off with that.
So let me just do it. So if it's 180, so 180 minus 9 degrees
Mm-hmm.
minus 24 degrees, so 60 degrees. So big A is 66 degrees. Right?
Mhm.
Okay, now we gotta find little c and c. So we gotta find
Whatever angle you.
formula. Hold on. So we gotta use, this is hypotenuse, we already have a hypotenuse. This is angle, right? This is the angle, this is opposite.
No.
Adjacent.
What do you want to find? You want to find A or B?
B.
You want to find B. So what's the opposite of B?
Opposite of B is angle.
It's opposite.
Opposite.
So you have opposite over.
So opposite over adjacent. No,
No.
opposite over hypotenuse.
Yeah.
So sine, okay, so
So you're gonna use sine.
So we're gonna use sine.
So you're gonna use sine of 24 degrees.
So 20 sine of 24 formula. Sine 24 degrees. So sin 24 degrees over which is hypotenuse, over hypotenuse over
Sine of 24 degrees equals opposite, which is your little b.
little b,
And what was your hypotenuse?
12.7, 5.7.
So how do you want b by itself?
Cancels it out.
You're gonna multiply 5.7 on both sides.
Cancel out.
Yeah, cancel out. Yeah.
5.7. Okay, so it's canceled out. 24 times.
So it's 5.7 times sine of 24 degrees.
So 5.7 times sine 24 degrees. So put it in.
Yeah.
So I have to put 5.7
Sine.
sine 24
Close your
parentheses
parentheses.
equals.
Yep.
So 2 point. So little b is
2.31.
2.31. Okay. Now little a. Little a is so.
You have this and that. So when you have when you already have two sides.
So 2.31. No, you find this. So it's tangent over no. So
No, the last step.
oh, a squared b squared.
Yeah.
Oh
last
shit.
step.
Okay. So let's get the words out. So let me just do it here. So we have a squared plus 2.31 squared equals 5.7 squared. So I have something for the square. So 2.31 times 2.31 equals 5.33 and then 5.7
Yeah.
times 5.7 equals 32.49. So a squared.
So you're gonna you want a squared by itself.
So subtract 5.3 degree from this side, cancel out.
Yeah.
5.3, so it's 32.49 minus 5.33 equals 27.16. So a squared equals 27.
That's a squared. You need a.
I need 8. So
So you're gonna. How do you get rid of that squared? Square root it on both sides.
okay, so square a. So a squared square root equals 27.16. So
Square root 27 points. You want to whatever you do to one side, you do to the other.
so this cancels out. So square root cancels 2,
So now you just have a.
and then it's 27. Yeah.
You want to do second square root.
27.12. Square root square root of that is 5.2. So little a is 5.21.
Perfect.
Okay.
And you're done.
Good.
Thank you.